Man, I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't show you guys the remote. Yeah, so this new gate set up, it has a remote on it, and each truck has a remote. No problem. The keypad's just for visitors, you know what I'm saying? And you know, if Stacy goes outside the gate, you don't have to carry the clicker with you. But today we're going to show you guys the redone outdoor kitchen. A lot of you guys said you wanted to see it. Stacy's pretty excited about it. She likes the way it turned out. She's really happy about it. I'm going to take you guys down there, show you this outdoor kitchen. You know, if you guys are running a homestead or you live off grid, an outdoor kitchen's something you want to think about. You know, the outdoor kitchen's been around, man, I don't know, it's a long time. And especially back in the day, you know, the pioneer days, you know, they didn't want to heat up the house just like us. And so they would have an outdoor kitchen where they would do all their processing and all that stuff during the summertime while the garden was cranking and all that stuff. So if you guys are on your homestead now, or if you're living off grid, you're gonna want to pay attention to the outdoor kitchen, okay? And then we're gonna show you some of the stuff that we have in there, you know, as far as appliances and stuff go. So let me get you guys parked and then we'll get down there and see what's up with Stacy. Ha! She's in charge of the tour. I'm just the host. I'll get you there. She's in charge of the rest. I have a whole playlist on how I built the outdoor kitchen, so you guys might want to go check that out. Give it a little look-see-loo, you know. I built it with no carpentry experience, you know, besides what I learned building the log cabin there. When you guys get to the part about the concrete, don't leave crazy messages and laugh at me too much. That was the first time we'd ever did a concrete job, and my friend that came up to help me with it was pretty confident that me and him could do it, and we couldn't. That's why later videos, whenever you see concrete work here at the homestead, we hire the professionals. All right, this is the outside of the outdoor kitchen. Don't mind the door. That's a work in progress. But I just wanted to explain to you guys a little bit about this outside of the kitchen here. Okay, now this stuff right here, this is that paneling. It's called T111, all right? And all I did was flip it on its side and put some white paint in there because I wanted the outdoor kitchen to match the log cabin. So I think it turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below if you think I matched it up pretty good, just using some T111. You know, I didn't want to build a whole log cabin for an outdoor kitchen, so that was a great, inexpensive alternative. And like I said, we have a whole playlist, so if you guys want to check that out, you can go watch it from start to finish. But again, don't laugh at our concrete job. All right, we're going to go in here and see what Stacy's got going on.
I'm glad Doug explained to you about our gate up at the front with those remotes, because you know it's not the Hotel California here. But welcome to the outdoor kitchen. I am so happy that we're in here. It's been a long transition. It's taken Doug and I a couple of days to kind of get this cleaned up, and I am so happy. I want to spend all my time out here all the time. I've been out here. Doug's in the house, and I'm like, come on out here, because it turned out so great, and I wanted to show you guys. And in honor of my outside kitchen, opening it up for the summer season, I guess you could say, I wanted to prepare a dessert. So we're gonna celebrate dessert together, and we're gonna make a chocolate peanut butter, a salted chocolate peanut butter bar that I think you guys are really gonna like. So let's get going, and then I'll give you a little tour of our kitchen. Give you some of the ingredients that you're gonna need for this no-bake chocolate peanut butter bar. And the first one is a bag of dark chocolate chips, some vanilla extract, some unrefined salt, maple syrup, almond flour, and organic peanut butter, and some coconut oil. Did you guys know that not all peanut butter is created equal? I would highly recommend, and if you can get anything from this video, is to buy organic peanut butter. Because when they grow peanuts, they use a lot of pesticides. Because what happens is a lot of times they'll alternate the peanut crops with cotton. And cotton uses a lot of pesticides. And a lot of pesticides that aren't good for human consumption. So if you're going to get peanut butter, go with the organic, because the shell of the peanut is very permeable and it absorbs a lot of those toxins in there. So it's my opinion that I think a lot of allergies people are having to peanuts could be contributed to this. So if you're going to do peanuts, I suggest doing organic. And I like the peanut butter that has the oil on top, because for this recipe, I put it in the pan already, and it has the oil in it, so it's very easy for you to stir up, because some of those peanut butters that you get are very hard, and they're hard to stir up. So I like this because it has oil in it and it's able to stir it up really well. Next, you're gonna need a cup and 1/4 of almond flour. Next, you're gonna add the maple syrup. So you're gonna do about 1/2 cup of that, if I can find it. 1/2 cup of maple syrup. And I like to use unrefined real salt by Redmond. So you're gonna need about 1/4 teaspoon of your unrefined salt and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And mix it all up. And then you're going to make it into, it's going to kind of get very dense because we're going to pat it into our 8x8 baking dish or a pan. And I like to make this recipe because it's quick and easy. So if you're in a pinch for a quick dessert, you don't need to heat up the oven or anything like that. It's very, very simple. So this is all mixed up. Now what I'm gonna do now is get my chocolate chips and I'm gonna put them in the pan just to kind of melt them a little bit with a little coconut oil. I'm gonna use about a teaspoon of coconut oil to about 1 cup of chocolate chips. I like to use the Enjoy Life brand because there's no soy or dairy in these. And there's hardly any other ingredients but a little cane sugar and chocolate. So I'm going to do a cup of this. So these will be done in a couple minutes. Let these sit. Come back in a second. I'm going to press this in the pan now. If you guys were watching closely, I do have a different pan. I had a glass 8x8 baking dish, and when we were filming this, the sound wasn't on, so we had to redo it. So I have a different pan. So if you pick that out, good job. All right, I'm going to drop this in here. And my fingers are the best way to press this in my pan. Parchment paper is so good for everything. I like to use the unbleached parchment paper. And I use it for so many things when I'm baking and cooking. So once this is spread out really good, I'm going to pour the chocolate over it. Easy speasy, huh? How's the weather where you guys are today? It's a glorious spring day. I have to say, over the past few years, we really haven't had much of a spring. It's gone from winter to summer. And this year, we've gotten a lot of rain, but it's been actually pretty a nice spring. Okay, I think the chocolate should be done. All right, nice and melted. All I'm going to do is pour it on top, still hot. And these spatulas work so well to get everything out. How many people like the smell of chocolate? Raise your hand. Can you guys smell it? All right, I'm gonna spread this on top. And then once it's all spread out, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in our root cellar, or you can put it in your refrigerator so that it will kind of set up and cool. And then I can cut it and make it into bars. And for some of you guys that don't know, we do have a root cellar here. And Doug worked all last year on the root cellar. So if you guys haven't seen those videos, go ahead and check them out because it's pretty cool. And how many people are waiting for a tour of the root cellar? Let me know. All right. Looks scrumptious. Now there's one last thing that we need to put on this to make it kind of go over the top. How many people like the sweet and salty taste? I do. Chocolate covered pretzels. Anything that has that sweet and salty I love. So we're going to do that with this. All right. You guys like to lick the spoon? So you're going to need a kosher salt. It generously all around. And then I'm going to put in the root cellar now. Now let's get on with the tour. One of the things that I really wanted in this kitchen was stainless steel, because with stainless steel it can withstand the elements, it's easy to clean, it doesn't rust, and on an outside kitchen here we have screens and then the water gets in here. I mean, and even in the colder months, it's freezing, it's cold, the wind, and this holds up great, and especially with all the produce I'm going to be bringing in from our garden, it's a great work surface, and this was definite must in this kitchen. All right, so we're gonna start it this way. So I talked about stainless steel. I got a stainless steel rack, which I love because I can put all my jars on there, all the different things, pans, all my bottles. I love bottles. I collect all different kind of bottles. I love them, so I get my bottles. So this works out really well, and I can hang my pans here. So this is very efficient. And then Doug even rigged up. We have our little Tough Tex panels. I think he's gonna put one more here. And then this way it'll protect this area, because we did a little rearranging this time. And then I have another stainless steel table, and I got these little racks, which I think will be good that I can use when I'm gonna maybe put some of our produce. If I have tomatoes or eggplant, or I have a cabbage here now, and I can put things there, and this has seemed to work out pretty good too, because I'm just kind of playing with things as the season goes on. Now here I want to show you one of my favorite things in this whole kitchen, and it is a Camp Chef oven. I used to have to cook on a grill, and it was very challenging to bake bread and cookies on a grill. Needless to say, we got this, and it's amazing. It runs on propane, and it has 2 burners on top with a wind guard if you're out and outside. So I got the 2 burners, an oven that I can fit a cast iron pan in there, a normal size baking dish. I mean, I can cook just like a regular oven in here. And it runs on the propane like you put on your grill. And I would say, I mean, it lasts quite a few months. This really is very efficient with the propane. Now I want to show you guys my cabinets. I have these cabinets Doug and I got off of Craigslist, so we repurposed them. And since we're out in the elements, we wanted to get metal, because if we got wood, it wouldn't wear very well with the weather. So we got the cabinets, and they were white. They're 1950s vintage cabinets, and I just spray painted them this really cool color. I think it adds a little pop in here, and it just makes it really look very fresh and fun. And so we did this, and then I have nice porcelain countertops. And this works very well, so I can do any, work up here. And then there's a lot of drawer space, which I don't have a lot of space in the house. So there's tons of drawers. I have lots and lots and lots and lots of drawers in here. Down here, here. I have lots of drawers, so it's good for storage space for me. Now in this half of the kitchen, we have our 5-gallon water dispenser. And as you can see, it has one of our t-shirts on there. Aren't they cute? So if you haven't got one, links will be below. But the t-shirt is on here because we don't want algae from the light. So we have it covered up so that it won't get any algae. And I thought, what a better way to cover it with one of our t-shirts. So this is our water. So if anybody ever needs any water, it's out here. And I just went ahead and I have some of the things I need, some of my garlic and onions, things that I use all the time. I just go ahead and keep out here. And then over here is probably my other favorite thing that I have is our refrigerator. We have a propane refrigerator, off-grid refrigerator, and it's an outdoor refrigerator, and it runs on propane, and I would probably say this propane will last almost a month. And I have to say, we have been here 10 years or a decade, and we never had any refrigeration. So it was very challenging for us. So it was such a treat for us in the summer to have real ice cubes in our drinks. And I'm very happy with this thing. We've been using it all year round. And it's definitely a must-have here on our homestead. And I'm very happy with this. Now moving over here, I have my 3-burner Camp Chef propane portable grill. And since we added this to our outside kitchen, it has really made things so easy on me. When it comes to canning, you can can, you put the pressure canner on here, the canning jars, you know, it's heavy. So this is really heavy duty and I really like it. So if I'm gonna cook something and I have meat and rice or whatever I'm gonna cook, I can cook everything at one time, heat up some tea. Another thing that's really cool about this is if you're gonna go camping, you can just take it, it's portable. As well as the Camp Chef oven, same thing with that. If you're gonna go on a trip and you wanna take something with you to be able to cook, you can take either one of these. They're very portable and they're heavy duty and it runs on propane. And I would say the propane on this lasts a long time, probably better than our grill. I'd probably say it lasts a couple months easy. So this has definitely been a great addition to the kitchen. And then I have a gas grill, of course. It's always been one of my favorite. You know, we barbecue a lot here, and I use the grill a lot. And actually, when we first moved off grid, this was the only way I had to cook. So this was my oven. And if you guys want to see a little trick, you can bake in the grill. I have bricks in here. So I pick it up off the heat. So my bricks are my trick to baking in here. So it can be done. Just have to be very careful of the temperature. But this is what I used to cook on all the time. But I grill a lot here. And when we first moved out here, we did have a burner. So I had a burner and the grill. So this was the original Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy ways of cooking when we first moved out here for many years actually. So for 3 years, I solely cooked on a grill. And it wasn't this grill. Actually, we went through a couple grills. So we got a good one now. And that's how I cooked. And then now I've kind of graduated to this and I'm really happy the way all this turned out. And now last up is our table. And the big thing with the table is we wanted something that was going to be durable, that could seat 8 people because we are going to be opening up a learning center here, so we needed space. And when we have our family up, we needed room for everybody. So having a larger table was really important because we had another table a few years ago and it wasn't quite as big. And here's another one for you guys especially, and I know a lot of you guys have been through this before. When you get chairs, we got them with the cushions on them, and you know those cushions, they get icky, they get moldy, they get water on them, and they're just not good. And we wanted a chair that didn't have the cushions, so we got chairs without cushions, and this has been great because Doug and I spend all our time out here, especially in the summer months. We are out here all the time. So now over these past 3 years, we have done a little rearranging a few times. And what we had done is the table here in front was over to the side that I do my preparing on. And that little table under the oven was the one that you might have seen in the videos last year that I was preparing on. So now I have more space and we moved the grill and the 3-burner from this side to that side because we were noticing that over here where it used to be, we would get a lot of wind and rain. So that's why we moved it over here. So when you guys are looking at your property, at your homesteads or your land, you know, be flexible, wait and see how the weather goes because it makes a big difference to see how the water runs, the wind runs, and the rain, how it's blowing. So over the years, it's really helped, and I think this is going to work out well. So I bet you're wondering why we're not using our sink. So that's a work in progress. Doug has been kind of thinking about some different ideas. We're probably going to hook it up to the rainwater catchment, and then that way we'll use the rainwater. It will come and it will come through the sink. But right now we're going to wait a little bit, and I'm going to use our 5-gallon container here and see how that works for a while. And for the gray water, we would use either 2 5-gallon buckets underneath the sink here, or we can also pipe it out to the woods, the gray water to the woods, just like we do for the log cabin. And then we use biodegradable soap, so all that would be great for the environment, and then those are our options right now. But right now we're gonna stick with this and see how it goes, and then we'll move on from there. I'm gonna go get the dessert and see how it turned out. That didn't take long. Now let's cut it up and see how it turned out. Good thing about parchment, comes right out. See, doesn't it look like it should become, did it from a pastry chef. Beautiful. Doug's gonna love this. And just cut them in little chunks. Too bad you guys can't taste this. But you all gonna make it, aren't you? I want you to leave a comment below if you're gonna make this. And you know what? Here's another version. If you guys don't want to have any of the maple syrup, any sugar, you could substitute and put, you know, probably 10, 15 drops of stevia extract in there, and it would be just as fine. And actually, it would probably be good if you didn't even put any sweetener in it. So anybody can enjoy this. Doesn't it look good? Mmm, so good. It's heavenly. Okay, I have to save some for Doug. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my outside kitchen. Like I said, it's been a work in progress, and let me know what you guys think. All right, hope you guys have an awesome day, and get out in the garden, get some sunshine, and we will see you guys later. Bye.